One of the biggest issues with people trying to improve today is the fact that they don't know exactly what they're trying to improve. A lot of people are stuck improving what people say they should improve instead of what actually matters. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's finances, resilience, it doesn't matter what it is, physical health, mental health. A lot of people blindly follow certain ideas from other people. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. How to be smarter than everyone you know. The truth is, trying too hard is how you're going to fail. The truth is, prioritizing something is how you're going to fail. The truth is, listening to others is how you're going to fail. The truth is, trying to do your best, is how you're going to fail. You don't understand why. From the day you're born, all the way from how your parents raise you, to school, to work, to everything. Society is formed, the way society is programmed is to get you to follow. Get you to follow and react instead of think. That's the biggest thing that they try to program you to do. They don't want thinkers. Thinkers are who change the world. They'd rather have a follower that will just blindly react. You can think of it as one of the biggest examples in America is going to be, the social divide, whether it's something about race, about sex, about politics, about religion. It doesn't matter. You all know that one person that as soon as you say something, even if they're not in a conversation, you can say something and they'll just come in automatically disagreeing with you, trying to make you seem like you're a bad person. You know why? They blindly follow a certain idea. Instead of being willing to listen, learn, be, a critical thinker, use common sense, people just react. That's what they want, is someone that will blindly react without thinking. If they can just react, guess what? The more and more they react, the more and more the thinkers get irritated with the people that react. So it's either going to rub off on them and they're going to be followers and reactors too, or they're just going to back away from society, from the social aspect, because they don't want to bother people who don't think for themselves. Because it really is mentally draining trying to, converse with people who don't think for themselves. So you really got to learn what to not care about. You really got to, notice that you don't have to try for every little thing. You don't have to invest in every little thing. You don't need to listen to every little thing that society told you. All the way from, how you should live life. You need to make more money. You need to get this. You need to go to college and do this. All the way to what type of person you should be, what you should think is right versus wrong. You know what I'm saying? None of that stuff matters. Because at the end of the day, it's all screwed. It really is. You're caring about the wrong things. So now everyone else around you is carrying around the wrong things. But then when you change your mind and start being a thinker instead of a follower and reactor, guess what? Now your friends start to look down on you. You know what I'm saying? And that's how they keep you locked in. They know they don't have to program everybody. They just have to program a few people. And those few people can program others. And then it's just a domino effect. And guess what? Every time someone speaks out, then they start getting bashed. All the influencers between TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. For example, I talk about mental health, right? So there will be someone out there talking about how to defeat depression, how to defeat anxiety, how to defeat all this stuff, how ADD isn't ADD or ADHD. I have ADD. It doesn't affect me. When people say, oh, you can't use this, and I just, I have medically described ADD, and I still don't think it's real. You know why? Because yes, while I do get distracted and I can't stay still, it hasn't affected me in life. It hasn't made me any less of a person. It hasn't made me worse than someone else at getting stuff done. So I don't believe in that stuff. So someone like me who says people talk about depression or anxiety or ADHD or whatever mental disability, I call it an excuse. But guess what? If I just say the honest truth, I'm gonna get bashed by everybody around me. That's just an honest example. It doesn't matter what you're talking about. There's tons of examples out there. But as soon as you say something that could disagree with someone else's belief because they blindly follow an idea, then they will argue with you. They will automatically react instead of think. It will automatically react instead of listen. And that's how they keep us, separated. That's how they keep us socially divided. You know, divide and conquer. They keep all of us divided instead of united. They keep winning. They'll always keep winning. So the biggest thing is you're going to have to learn that, hey, stop trying to always be, integrated into society. Stop trying to be that person that has the best house. Stop trying to be the person that has the highest degree, the best career field. You know what I'm saying? The best friends, the best family structure, the best, you know why? There is no best. There is no right. It's what you were taught and programmed to think is the best. So there really is no best. A lot of people don't realize, like, hey, you can actually take your life somewhere else and live a whole different life. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to live the American life. My goal is to take my American dollar and go live a more luxury life where I'm traveling more often, where I'm, integrating into other cultures more often. Instead of the hustle rat race, culture here in America, where you just work just to be poor, just to argue with everyone. It just doesn't appeal to me. Now, y'all might be understanding what I'm saying, but if you are a little bit confused, or if you just want to get a better idea, I do recommend a book that I just finished reading. It's going to be this book right here. I read it. It took me, depending if you're a fast reader, slow reader, if you like reading or don't like reading. I've had some friends that finished in 3-4 days, and I'm the person that took 2 months because I just don't like reading. But at the end of the day, I still finished it. I recommend it. And that basically just, literally, defends or, guarantees, confirms everything I just said. We're all caring about the wrong thing. Especially when we literally have the best. The world is the best it's ever been, but the worst at the same time. We have the best technology we've ever had. We have the best healthcare we've ever had. We have the best all of this. Yet we're the most unhealthiest we've ever been. We're the most mentally disabled we've ever been. We have the most emotional problems we've ever been. You know what I'm saying? We're the most poor we've ever been. For the world to be the best it's ever been, but the people to be the worst they've ever been, doesn't make any sense. That's what that book's going to be about. People are caring about the wrong things. You can't try. You honestly can't. No matter how hard you try, it's not going to work. So separate yourself from the people and find your own path and be your own person. Stop trying to be integrated with other people. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I'm involved in religion and politics and all of that. End of the day, that doesn't define me. That doesn't I don't identify as any group of, people. I don't. Race, sex, religion, whatever. I don't identify as any group of people. You know why? Because none of those people are going to come save me when I'm broke, when I'm unhealthy, when I'm whatever. You know what I'm saying? And the system is set up to make you struggle. That's really what it is. And when you do struggle, that group that you were blindly following, they're not going to be there to help you. You know what I'm saying? They're just going to say, suck it up, pull up your bootstraps and get back to work. And that's how I live life. I live life by just pull up your bootstraps and get back to work. Because that's what it's going to be. No one's going to come help you. That's really how it's going to work. So I advise you to think about, what are you prioritizing? You know what I'm saying? Think about, are you being a critical thinker and using your own common sense of being willing to learn? Or are you just straight up reacting? Are you just following a idea blindly, being a blind follower that just reacts automatically without thinking, without being open-minded? You know what I'm saying? I challenge you to actually look into yourself, look into your own brain, and figure out, what do you do when you converse with people? You know what I'm saying? Do you automatically disagree with something they say? Or do you take what they say and combine it to what you already thought you knew, and then try to find a middle ground? And that's how you enhance your critical thinking skills, by actually talking to people, by actually reading books, by actually learning new skills. Even something as small as those little brain puzzles can enhance your critical thinking. You know what I'm saying? So me, I love those little puzzles. I hate reading, but at the end of the day, all of it comes together to enhance your thinking, and that's what you got to do. That's why you shouldn't be on TikTok and Instagram all day. YouTube is not bad if you're watching something that's actually educative. not just regular BS all day. But if you're actually watching something that's teaching you, like me, I love history, so I watch a lot of history. I watch a lot about my religion. I watch a lot about politics just to know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I watch a lot about traveling in other cultures. I'm looking into traveling around the Asia area, you know what I'm saying? Laos, Bora Bora, Vietnam, Philippines, Thailand, you know what I'm saying? So I'm exploring these other cultures right now, seeing where I want to go first when the time to travel does come. All of this stuff. It might not, be an automatic impact in your life, but the more and more you learn in each little tiny area, it adds to knowledge. That's why they say experience is knowledge. It's not about how much books you read. It's not about, what degree you have. End of the day, you might know everything about how to be a plumber. But at the end of the day, if I know about other cultures, if I know about history, if I know how the economy works and all this, it doesn't matter how much you know about plumbing, I'm still going to be a better educated person than you are. I might not know a thing about plumbing. I might not know a thing about the stock market. I might not know a thing about money. But because I know more about life in general, what has happened, what could happen, and what will happen, and what is currently happening, you know what I'm saying? I'll always be ahead of the people around me that just react instead of do their own thinking. I'll always be a happier person than people that just react instead of, doing their own thinking. Instead of having their own critical thinking skills and common sense. That's really how you be smarter than everyone else. Be your own person. Realize no matter how hard you try to fit into whatever group, it's all messed up at the end of the day. It really is. Separate yourself, be your own person, and realize, hey, I'm going to do this my own. There's other ways to live life. Don't feed into the system, the BS, people blindly following. Don't be that person. So I recommend you get this book, Subtle Art Tonight, Given a Freak. I recommend you get it. The link's going to be in the description. It will be helping you, and it will be helping me out if you do get it. Now remember, no matter what happens, as long as you're alive, life goes on.